Hello and welcome for the final time in Season 1 to F1 2021 and my Immersive Driver Career Mode with Alpine F1. And today we have the season finale, and I am going to go to the Singapore method of doing a sprint race for this final race of the season. We're going to take it one step further and also do the one-shot qualifying just to try and mix it up a little bit, make it a bit more exciting, and to basically get the season over and done with. After the last episode in Australia, I am still furious, still reeling from it really, but you know, we're moving on at the end of the season. I thought an exciting sprint format. It was really good in Singapore, taking it one step further here in Abu Dhabi. So let's get into the action. I will be sort of live commentating on it as we go throughout the sessions. We've got one-shot qualifying. We've got one lap to find glory, to find the perfect line, and pretty much guaranteed we're going to qualify fairly low, I think, in one-shot qualifying. I'm not sure our pace is good enough to go out there and nail it first time, but here we go, out on a flying lap in Abu Dhabi, and I will give myself one flashback on this lap if I feel like we need it. It's very distracted having the ghosts there. And that is Hamilton currently looking very fast as always. He's looking to be taking the championship this weekend. It's gone down to a finale for the first time in a long time. We're currently 14th quickest, 15th quickest. We got the DRS open. Hopefully we will make some time back on this straight. It doesn't look like it though. Break down into this section. Very tough section this to get right. But that looked okay, and we're now up to 12th, which is awesome. That would be a really good qualifying spot. Now this may well be where I need to use me flashback. We're going to give it everything. And there you go. Straight in with the unfortunate corner cut there. So we're going to have to take it a little bit easier through there now. And yeah, a little bit slow. A little bit wide there, but we're okay. Just about okay, so down to 15th now. Oh no! And we've binned it. Wow,
okay?
what?
That was a big one.
What a
Confirm
pity.
you're okay, please.
Well, we're going to be starting our final race at Alpine at the very back of the grid. That was devastating, really. We came round, just broke a little bit too early, took a bit too much curb, and straight into the wall we go. Ah, oh, what a pity. Well, what a shame. What a shame. And
with qualifying complete, let's review our top three today.
Well, I mean, looking at it, we could have possibly been 13th at the end of all of that, maybe even 12th.
We'll be back
But the pace looks all over the place for everybody out there. But unfortunately for us, it's going to be a 20th start. And, well, Lance Stroll may well win the rivalry, unfortunately. But, yeah, boy, it's going to be a tough Grand Prix, isn't it?
Well, on the upside, after that qualifying, things can only improve. You need to start thinking about how to pluck a halfway decent result out of this mess.
Shut your face, Ebba. Shut your face. Here we go for the race.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting of the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out. Here comes the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit, just over 3.4 miles long with 21 corners and 2 very long back straights. There are 2 DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both Turn 8 and Turn 11 and offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Valtteri Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Ricciardo, Hamilton, Gasly, Raikkonen and Charles Leclerc. They've taken a grid penalty. Giovinazzi, Fernando Alonso, George Russell and Vettel. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi, Tsunoda, the captain and Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher and Nikita MAZEPIN. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Well, there you go then. Starting 17th on the grid.
Okay, let's finish the season with a strong effort.
Let's get out there. Let's see what can happen. What does this race hold? The 5 red lights come on. And it's lights out. And away we go one more time this season. And we're away decently off the grid, but unfortunately passed by a couple of guys. And look at that, Mazepin. Absolutely chucking it down the first corner. We're just staying out of this nonsense. Hoping that there's going to be a big incident. But it doesn't look like it's meant to be. So we're going to do a Mazepin and go straight down the inside. And that'll do nicely. We have a little chance here. Ooh, side by side with Stroll once again. Just like in Australia, Stroll having a little look at Nicholas Latifi. But we're back up to 17th, back up to our qualifying position. But it looks like Stroll is going to have a little look at George Russell. And that potentially opens the door for us on Latifi. Well, just about okay. That was very, very close to being a disaster there. But look at this. We're right in the gearbox of the Canadian. And we are through. But look at George Russell. He comes over to defend. And that meant we had to back out of it. And Latifi's there. And once again, we pick up a little warning for track extending. I feel like that's very harsh. We were boxed into a corner. Not much we could have done there. Certainly on the first lap of Grand Prix. But up to 16th. As it stands, I do feel like we're not going to get too much more out of this. It feels like those guys ahead are pulling away here. But we are going to stick at it, try our very best. Unfortunately, our deployment is finished. Oh, well, three flashbacks. I didn't mention that, but in sprint races we get 3 flashbacks. And thank God we do, because that would have been an absolute disaster. And what a way that would have been to end our career at Alpine in season 1 of 10 in this career mode, a potential 10. Not promising that we'll do 10 seasons. It would be quite an achievement if we did, but at the moment fully focused on these next 4 laps, our final 4 laps in a blue car, or at least this blue car. Coming round, that was a bit of a poor first sector from us really, and Nicholas Latifi will probably have a decent look at us up into this next corner, although we do seem to be pulling away from him, so that's alright. Now what we could do with is a nice big crash ahead. Now I have no idea what's going to happen in the championship. Hamilton and Bottas seem to be well down on where they should be, so no real clue. little bit wide there, but we're okay. But Hamilton has a 23-point lead, so it's very unlikely that Bottas is going to win. He needs to win this Grand Prix. Hamilton needs to finish 9th. And I think Bottas would win on countback, so there you go. Carlos Sainz with the fastest lap of the race. He's looking to win 2 in a row at the end of this season. Now that is very, very harsh. A 2-second time penalty. But not a lot at all, really. We lost it a bit. We ended up running wide. And that's the kind of decisions where I feel...
Okay, copy that. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I feel like we just need a bit of common sense from the stewards on this game, and you know, I get it, it's a computer.
The gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
For goodness sake. Well, third and final flashback is going to be used here. This is not good. And to be honest with you, I've really struggled all weekend around this track. Oh my god, Latifi, good luck there. Maybe should have got a tactical DRS going there, but not meant to be. And it looks like it is going to be a drab end to this season. I just thought I'd get, give something a little bit different to try, I suppose. You know, the one-shot qualifying was maybe taking it a little bit too far because we qualified well out of position. You know, had we qualified 13th, 14th, we'd have probably started in the top 10, which would have been really, really nice for our final Grand Prix. But yeah, it's not meant to be. I don't even think we're going to be able to catch up to George Russell in these next couple of laps. This is, of course, where we binned it in qualifying. That's what I was meaning to do. And Max Verstappen chasing Carlos Sainz for the race victory. Come round.
We're trailing our teammate by 11.0 seconds.
We're much quicker than Nicholas Latifi, but we now need to be pushing hard, and there you go again, just that big snap of oversteer, and that is throwing it away once again. Well, what a disappointment. And I do apologise to you guys really watching. Now, it's not going to be our most entertaining episode to finish off this season, but it is exciting looking ahead to next season. Where can we finish? And I tell you what, Fernando Alonso is in the points, I believe. How many is he going to score? Is he going to displace us for 11th place in the final race?
As things stand, we'll be 11th in the championship.
Well, not as things stand, but I feel like if anything big happens, then potentially that could happen. But this is a horrible race from us so far. All I can do is apologise for the standard of my driving here, but yeah. You know, I know a few of you guys really enjoyed the sprint qualifying aspect. And there you go, 2-second penalty.
It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Again, I think it's harsh. I really do think it's harsh, but you know,
This is
what
your
can you
final
do?
final lap of the race.
Yeah, a few people in the pits. Not entirely sure what's happened to them. So we're going to finish 14th by the looks of it. I think we should finish 2 seconds ahead of Mazepin. But yeah, a few of you really enjoyed the sprint race. I really enjoyed it. I thought, you know, maybe for a few Grand Prix next year we could give it a go. But yeah, next time we'll take out the one-shot qualifying. Maybe just go for short qualifying instead. So it's just one session. But yeah, I was saying I should finish 2 seconds ahead of the Haas cars. But they are closing in and fast.
Okay, gap ahead is 5.4 seconds.
So we're going to have to up our pace in this final sector of our Alpine career. I mean, I'm saying this is going to be our last race at Alpine. I'm assuming we can get another contract. You know, we've had a good first season in Formula 1.
We need to catch up with the car ahead. The gap is around 5 seconds.
A couple of underwhelming races at the end. But to be honest, we could have won the last Grand Prix at Australia. Just missing out in the end. But yeah, there you go. We do finish behind the Haas.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car.
Finish 17th. How devastating. Oh dear. Mazepin gets driver of the day.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula 1, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula 1 World Drivers' Champion. Victory today then, but bittersweet emotions, I'm sure, as the championship slips through their fingers. Even so, what a fantastic final race of the season this was. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
The 2 races in a row for Ferrari at the end of the season.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
And there you go. There you have
The gap
it.
at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Nikita MAZEPIN gets my vote today.
It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, there you have it then. That is how the championship ends. We finish in 11th position, just ahead of Fernando Alonso in 12th there. Lewis Hamilton winning his 8th world title, 19 points ahead of Bottas. Norris finishes 3rd, Ricciardo 4th. Sainz goes up to 7th in the end, ahead of Charles Leclerc. Who would have thought that a few races ago? 2 victories in a row for Ferrari. Norris, another podium for him. And Alonso into the points as well, 8th place for him. So very, very good Grand Prix for Alonso. And finishing only 5 seconds off the race victory. What a Grand Prix for him. And, well, what an embarrassing Grand Prix for us, it has to be said. But let's continue on. Let's see
Bad
what
luck
is going to
today.
happen.
That must be incredibly disappointing. It looks like your rival bested you today, doesn't it? Are you happy with your performance today? What exactly was it you weren't happy about? Great. Well, that's everything.
There you go. Stoking the fire towards the end of the season, but wow. There you go, Lance Stroll wins the rivalry. We lose a bit of acclaim. That's not going to help us in our quest to get a new contract.
It's contract renewal time, so think about if this is where you still want to be. We can try and negotiate a better deal here, but we also have the chance to look elsewhere.
But yes, we will be approaching other teams, so let's have a little look at what we could do. What could we potentially look for with other teams. So team expectations for Mercedes lead the field, of course. Push for podiums with Aston Martin. Return to winning ways with Ferrari. Fight for the championship with Red Bull. Push for podiums with McLaren. Control the midfield with Alpine. Score regular points off for Romeo. Consistent performances for the other guys. But yeah, let's see if we can get in with Ferrari. Well, they have agreed to negotiate for a seat at their team. You only have time to negotiate with 3 different teams in a day. Okay, so let's have a little look then. So we've got the correct driver acclaim. We have got the money as well. Let's go for the let's go low risk one. Let's see if we can get it. Yes, we can. Yes, so we are going to be with the Ferrari team next season. Let's confirm that. And well, we don't have our money just yet to go and do anything, I don't think. But there you go. Yes, look at that. Look at that. And let's have a little look at the R&D then. So they are the 3rd best team. Let's see how much is going to be getting removed though. I mean, they seem to have... Oh no, unprotected. Yes, a couple of things unprotected here. So they are going to lose a fair amount of performance ahead of next season. Oh wow. Oh dear. Well, Ferrari are going to drop a long way down by the looks of things. Their powertrain, obviously fine. But we'll just have to see where things go for next season. And let's just have a little look at the championship. So we are with Leclerc. I have no idea right now. So Sainz is gone. I guess nobody else has made their move yet, but that is going to be exciting for the next episode for everybody to find out. So if you have enjoyed this episode and indeed this season of Formula 1, then give us a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.